We're always the outcasts, but around here we're loved. Having a rebirth, we're just levels above. Embracing the chaos, you just never know. The show is no structure, it's just to and fro. JSY, talk football. JSY, talk football. Feeding needs, won't stop. Seeing Leeds back at the top. When it starts getting all racy, this beats watching Man City. After a May, it's tasty, start swinging them titties. The show never gets boring. Matt and Susie keep the flow. One falls asleep and starts snoring. Of a VW dildo. JSY, talk football. JSY, talk football. Feeding needs, won't stop. Seeing Leeds back at the top. When it starts getting all racy, this beats watching Man City. After Renee and Stacey start swinging them titties, the show never gets boring. Nye and Susie keep the flow. One falls asleep and starts snoring. Of a VW dildo. JSY, talks football. JSY, talks football. Feeding needs, won't stop. Seeing Leeds back at the top. We make this a safe spot, regardless of team. This is the story of what it's always been. Look in the chat and see the banners. Watching our backs with time out and manners. JSY, talk football. JSY, talk football. Feeding needs, won't stop. Seeing Leeds back at the top.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into JSY Talks Football. This is your Hull City vs Leeds United match preview and press conference reaction, and a little bit of my thoughts on the Blackburn Rovers game. So please make sure we're smashing a like on this video, subscribing to the channel if we're new, hitting that notification bell. Happy New Year and all the best for 2025 to everybody. And big up to yourselves. First of all, my thoughts on the Blackburn game. I said in my previous video, I thought that'd be a really tough game against John Eustace's Blackburn Rovers. People said, oh, they haven't won in 3 games, it'll be an easy game. I thought defensively, the setup spot on. Leeds created very little chances. When we got the penalty, I thought, right, we'll sit back now, we'll defend, 10 men behind the ball. Unfortunately, a lapse in concentration and Blackburn Rovers scored from a corner. I think on the whole, it was deserved as a draw. But results went Leeds United's way yesterday. Sheffield United lost and Burnley only got a draw. So in whole, we come away a little bit unscathed with that, and we're still sat at the top of the tree after a demanding Christmas period. I don't think Leeds have done bad. 7 points, 2 away wins, 2 clean sheets. I'm quite happy. You know, it takes its toll on you playing a lot of games in a short period of time. So I thought Blackburn, credit to them, did really well, defensively set up very well. They didn't have many chances. Pears made a very good save right at the end as well. So yeah, I think it deserved the draw, and I'm really happy with that. I'm going to get into Daniel Farke's press conference, which was done straight after the Blackburn Rovers game yesterday. He spoke about Junior Firpo's injury and his rehab. He's more or less in the final stages of his rehab. He's not in team training yet, but I hope after the Hull game he'll return back to team training, perhaps even before the FA Cup game. If everything works out before the upcoming days, it's looking good, and pretty soon he will be back in team training. He also spoke about the demanding festive schedule. It's exhausting, to be honest. You always have to be switched on to prepare for the next opponent. It always helps when you have pretty good results like we have done in the last weeks. The mood is good and you can see the progress. Once you're top of the league, it's always an enjoyable situation. But there's still lots of work and you have to be pretty switched on. It's a busy, tough period in terms of workload. but I'm used to it. I know December and January are tough months in the Championship. On potentially adding to the squad, quality players always help, and to add a quality player with good character is always good. But I am also not a big fan of doing too much in January. Of course, if you are forced into doing something due to injuries or something is really missing in the group, then you have to react. But once you head into January, sitting top of the table, there can't be too much wrong in the group. Sometimes when you do too much business, it can disturb the right spirit and everyone around the group. They are pretty tight together and everyone is needed. Everyone chips in. We need everyone with the rotation. We have a pretty tight group and I like this. I don't like when a group is too big. Of course, when there are a few injuries, you wish for a few more players. But once everybody is fit and you perhaps get 4 players for one position, it can also be a bit negative for the spirit and the togetherness. When you're in a good run, you can't allow yourself to be too naive to not stay awake until the end of the transfer window if there are perhaps opportunities. He also spoke about facing Hull City. It's always tricky when a new manager comes in and brings new ideas in. Even after a few more weeks, you see more changes. It will be a different Hull side in comparison to what we faced at Elm Road. They have got quality players and have really good options in the offence. Of course, they will be disappointed with the first half of their season, but I'm pretty sure they will try use this home game to win important points. We are aware they will be a threat. We have to be spot on like we have been in the last away games with what we do, our team selection and our setup. He also spoke about Isaac Schmidt's lack of game time. My door is always open. Once a player comes, he always gets an answer. Sometimes you are proactive as a coach when you get the feeling there is a bit more to explain. Of course, there are some differences. A player who plays more or less and every game perhaps deserves more of an explanation when he's not playing than perhaps a player who is 16 to 17, like Sam Chambers, for example. I think that's quite normal and natural. There will always be an honest answer. In the Blackburn situation, I was already thinking about changing to a 3-man formation. I wanted to have my captain Ethan Ampadu on the pitch in this difficult game, and with their chance to play with 3 centre-backs, and that was the reason. I brought him in and not a natural replacement like Isaac Schmidt, who is more of an offensive-minded fullback and can't play as a 3rd centre-back. But whenever a player has a question, my door is always open for them. He also spoke about Max Wober's fitness. I like his performance in the second half. He looked sharp, played his part in the build-up to the penalty. I was a little worried before the game because I thought Max would only be capable of 20 to 30 minutes maximum to chip in. But I got the feeling after the first half, we couldn't allow Sam Byron to play 20 more minutes because he looked so exhausted. It was perhaps a little risky to play Max for 45 minutes, but he's an experienced player and I thought he could manage himself a little bit. It's good for him to come through another 45 minutes and it's good to have him back. He also spoke about the promotion race. I don't look too far ahead. I don't have special points amounts for January and February. It's game after game. We are on an incredible run. Someone told me that this is the best Christmas run this club has ever had in terms of points. We are on a really good run, but you always have to be switched on and ready for the next game to make sure the run continues. We had a good run last year and we didn't get promoted. If you want to finish in the top positions, you can't stop winning points. We are on 52 points right now and we are top of the league. We have a really good points tally, more than 2 per game. But if we stop winning points, we won't make the top 6, never mind the top 2. If you are in and around 90 points, we know we will have a good chance of finishing in the top positions. The Wrexham Leeds United are currently also ahead of Wolves in the race to sign Borussia Mönchengladbach defender Nico Elvedi, though my deal may be delayed until the summer has come to light, with Daniel Farker also looking to strengthen in a secondary in defence. Also, there has been links with Benandia at Aston Villa. They understand Leeds remain keen to sign a new number 10 in 2025, despite the improved form of USA international Brendan Aronson. The player has redeemed himself this season after leaving on loan in the 2023-24 campaign, scoring 7 goals and adding 2 assists from 25 games. His scoring tally now just one short of the total managed by the man he effectively replaced in the start-up, being Jorginho Rutter. So now I'm going to go and get into my match preview against Hull City, which is Saturday, 3 o'clock kick-off. Leeds will be aiming to extend their lead at the top of the Championship table. Leeds will make the short trip to the Stadium MK to take on Hull City on Saturday. Leeds have an extended unbeaten streak to 7 matches and moved to the summit of the Championship over the festive period, while the hosts, Hull City, dropped back into the relegation zone following a New Year's Day defeat. Hull will be aiming to move out of the Championship bottom 3, having moved into a more competitive position under the new management of Ruben Selles over the last month, who was at Reading. Following the sacking of Tom Walter and a temporary spell under Andy Dawson, Sellers arrived in Yorkshire, with the Tigers sat a foot at the Championship table on just 15 points from 19 games. And he was initially unable to arrest a slump as a winless streak was stretched to 13 matches in his first 2 games at the helm. The Spaniard has since overseen his side's 4th and 5th league wins of the campaign either side of Christmas, though with a home victory over Swansea City and an away success over Blackburn Rovers, separated by a Boxing Day defeat to Preston North End. After Ryan Longman netted the only goal in the trip to Blackburn last Sunday, the Tigers most recently hosted Middlesbrough on New Year's Day and looked set to take a pleasing point from a goalless draw, only for Alex Gilbert to break the deadlock and snatch all 3 points for the visitors in the 93rd minute. Left wounded by this agonising defeat and having dropped back into the relegation zone as a result, albeit only trailing Portsmouth by a single point, Hull will be hoping to bounce back to winning ways on home turf and move back out of the bottom 3. Hull will face a particularly tough test, as Leeds United arrive aiming to extend their unbeaten run and stretch their league at the top of the Championship. Leeds will be aiming to win promotion back to the Premier League at the second time of asking under the management of Daniel Farke. Leeds United have enjoyed a strong campaign, amassing 52 points from their 25 outings this season. Across those games, the Whites have managed 15 victories and only suffered 3 defeats, having won 5 and drawn 2 of the 7 games since their most recent loss in late November. After only collecting 14 points from their first 10 away league games, Farke's men have now managed back-to-back wins on the road, beating Stoke City and Derby County respectively after Christmas, before most recently hosting Blackburn Rovers on New Year's Day and settling for a point after Pascal Strout scored a late penalty and Danny Bath levelled the score. With fellow promotion chasers Burnley and Sheffield United having also dropped points in the turn of the year, Leeds United now find themselves top of the table, 3 points clear of Sunderland and Sheffield United and 5 ahead of Sunderland, and they will aim to further strengthen their standings with a 16th league win of the campaign. Hull City's last 6 Championship games: draw, loss, win, and loss. Leeds United, win, draw, win, and a draw. A little bit of team news for you. Hull City continue to contend with a long list of absentees. Oscar Zambrano remains suspended, while Carl Rushworth, Charlie Hughes, Mohamed Baloumi, Liam Miller, Casey Palmer, and Ryan Longman are all sidelined by injuries. Abu Kamara and Chris Bendir will compete for starts in attack after Abdul Qadir Omar, João Pedro, and Mason Burstow were preferred for their recent meetings. Elsewhere, Alfie Jones, McCollum will continue at the heart of the back four, while Regan Slater, Stephen Alzate, Gustavo Parata will be hoping to keep their places in the midfield despite competition from Xavier Simmons and Harry Vaughan. Leeds United will remain without defender Junior Firpo, Illa Gruev due to injuries, while fullbacks Jayden Bogle and Sam Byron could be downs for the trip to the MK after picking knocks up. I think Byron was more of, we'll play you for 45 minutes, tiredness. We know Byron's done a fantastic job for Leeds, free agent, but we know we can't do 3 to 4 games in a week. If Byron is unable to play, I'm sure Max Wober will come in on the left-hand side of defence. Joe Rodon and Pascal Straut will continue in the middle. And if an Ampadu could come back into the starting lineup with Tanaka in midfield, and maybe Rothwell will drop out. Joe Perreault, who leads the squad with 9 league goals this season, should continue in attack, while Mana Solomon, Brendan Aronson, Daniel James, Ramazani and Wilfried Gnonto will compete to line up in support, with Aronson having contributed 7 goals and 2 assists in the Championship, Gnonto having notched up 4, and Dan James 5 respectively and 3 assists. Hull City's possible lineup: Pandor, Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin, Giles, Slater, Peretta, Alzate, Omer, Bendia and Burstow. And my Leeds United predicted lineup will be Meslier, Bogle, Straug, Rodon and Wober. I'm going to go with Tanaka and Ampadu in midfield. I'm going to go with Solomon, Aronson and James and Perreault. Please get your predicted lineups in the comment section below. I am also going to go, as my Super Bowl prediction, and go for a 2-0 win to Leeds United. They have corrected the away form in recent weeks. I think Leeds United should be superior in the quality count on Saturday and should seal another comfortable victory in this Yorkshire derby, in my opinion. We all know that every game's a tough game in the Championship, but I just think Leeds will have that bit of quality and should get the win. So I'm going to go for the 2-0 win to Leeds United. Please get your score predictions in the comment section below. I'm just going to share a little bit with you. As we can see, Leeds United top of the tree on 52 points, 3 points clear of Burnley and Sheffield United respectively. We look at the featured players based on performances in the last match. Pascal Strauk on 7.7 and Stephen Alzate on 7.0. We look at Hull at the minute, 22nd place and with 22 points, currently in the bottom 3. Cardiff and Plymouth do have a game in hand over them, and Portsmouth do have 2 games in hand over them. You look at the performance charts, Leeds are first, Hull are 22nd. There's a bit of your odds there, 9.2 and 11 to 20 for Leeds. If you look at the goals scored, they've only scored 22 Hull. Leeds have conceded 16 and we've scored 45 goals this season. Hull have conceded a massive 33 goals this season. If you look at the matches, they lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough, won away at Blackburn, lost to Preston 1-0, bet Swansea 2-1, lost to Coventry 2-1, drew with Watford, lost to Blackburn, lost to Middlesbrough, lost to Sheffield Wednesday and lost to Luton Town. Whereas Leeds, we know we got a draw at Blackburn, won at Derby, won at Stoke, won at home to Oxford, drew with Preston, won Middlesbrough, bet Derby, lost to Blackburn, bet Luton 3-0 and won 4-3 with Swansea. If you look at the head-to-heads in previous fixtures, 2-0, 3-1, 0-0 and Leeds did get a red card in that game. Go back a little bit further, 4-0, 2-0. We lost there 2-0, but that was in 2018. And as we can all just see, put it back at the top, Leeds United are currently first place on 52 points, which I think Leeds have deserved. They've played really good football. and they deserve to be where you are. You deserve to finish where you finish in the league on your performance, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leeds United, but please get your score predictions in the comment section below. Please smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit that notification bell. When Leeds, we're marching on together, hopefully marching on to the Premier League. But please get your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you all again tomorrow for the watch along. Take care of yourselves and look after yourselves, people, as always. And let me know your thoughts on Leeds United season so far this season. Take care. It's a peace out from JSY. Much love to all. Good night. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're always the outcast, but around here we're loved, having a rebirth. We're just levels above.
Embracing the chaos, you just never know. The show has no structure, it's just to and fro. JSY talks football. JSY talks football. Feeding needs won't stop, seeing leagues back at the top. When it starts getting all racy, this beast watching Man City. After Renee and Stacey start swinging them titties, the show never gets boring. Nog and Susie keep the flow on, falls asleep and start snoring. Other bills of either be dildo.
JS for outcasts, around here we're loved, having a rebirth. We're just levels above.
Embracing the chaos, you just